time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Whoa, bad throw, nice catch. Here we are yet again with another edition of your show, the Monday edition. Hope you had a great weekend. Hopefully you haven't sent too many written letters to the NFL saying, what's the deal with these refs? So we seem to have heard about the big football games yesterday. More people complaining. Refs, Kansas City, refs. Then you got guys like LB, our Rider Insider, who thinks the NFL game is a horrible game and he doesn't understand why anyone watches it. Very interesting, as we got a lot of people in the house today still. As far as we know, the only show going live, Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m., scheduled viewing, just like we grew up with. Dare we say in Saskatchewan? We're not really sure, but luckily we don't fact check much, which allows us to say these things, and then we just go from there. So it's very, very fun. We also love to make up categories we are number one in and say we're number one. I asked the boys if there's any other shows out there that have gone 199 straight shows without missing one, and everyone said, yeah, of course. So maybe we're number one? I'm not really sure. I do know that the most watched cam in the history of the internet, including all the cams that have ever been watched, none has been beloved as much, yes, including those ones, as this cam right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the mobile Maggie cam. Let's see where she's at today. Oh, there she is. Oh, that's so cute. Looks like she found herself a nice little patch of grass there and just having the best time of her life. Look at her. What a good puppy. I wonder if we can show off her buckle-up collar at all. Is there any way we can get a little closer in there? Oh, look at this. We have dog handlers today. Check that out. Look at that. It's like a seatbelt. A seatbelt buckle. Gosh, she's beautiful. The Maggie Cam for our fantastic pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk in those doors, they also have a dog greeter, just like we do around here at the studio. That dog is named Leroy, and that dog is dating Maggie, and they have a lot of fun every time they hang out. God, she's so cute. He walks you up to the till where you say hi to a Mike and or Rochelle, and they give you the greatest experience in the history of pet stores. It's very, very cool. As well, they are open after hours on weekends thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. They also have the greatest cleaning station in the history of mankind. I do believe it would be fun for us to take one of these guys in and see if we can clean like LB or Dragon in there. I'm pretty sure we could clean a human or two with that station. That's how awesome it is. So be sure to go by and check out Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Whew, there's a lot of talking. So here's the situation. We've ran out of drinks in the fridge. I've let everybody down. I was supposed to go to Costco with the greatest dad in the world, bottom line. Didn't get to it. And then we weren't sure if we were going to have guests in, so we overbooked the studio. So now we have a live studio audience, which we always appreciate. And we could mix in between a lot of these people as we move forward. But we are going to kick things off with two of our favorites around here. We got one half of the Commander Cookout podcast. Some might say the awesome half. I don't subscribe to that club in any way. We also have the host of Emily May's All Up in Your Business, episode 2, possibly filming this week. We will keep you posted on that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Uncle Brando and Emily May. Half of Emily May. Hold on, I got you, bro. Watch me do this one here. How are you guys doing?
We're doing.
Well, you can speak for her.
It's a Monday. I haven't been this far away from my house on a Monday in weeks.
Man, you remember that song? Monday, Monday.
No.
There's a song. Might have been on the Forrest Gump soundtrack.
Would you believe I've never
Possibly.
seen Forrest Gump sequentially from start to finish in my entire life?
I would.
But I've watched that movie dozens of times because it used to be on TV.
Well, it's like a
okay.
3.5-hour movie. If
Yeah,
you've
nobody
ever
has time
fully
for that.
sat
Hold
and
on,
watched
Emily
it.
May. How the hell have you seen that movie? You're just a youngin'.
Because that's a joke.
'Cause
That's
it's
a
Forrest
joke.
Gump? Is
Because
that what
it's
you're saying?
Forrest
Okay.
Gump.
All right,
And
well,
I had Netflix.
2.5 hours.
we do have
It
movie
felt
experts.
like 3
Shout
when
out
I
to the
was
viewing
done.
room.
2 hours and 20 minutes. It's 3.5 hours
With commercials,
for sure.
3
Commercials,
hours.
here we
Yeah.
go. All right, so we're breaking it down.
Yeah.
By the way, Viewing Room, record a new episode today, which will be out tomorrow. Every Tuesday they release new shows. Very excited for that. New Uncle Graham's Story Time is up. I got a message from my buddy Cal over at City Hospital saying he had a watch last night when it released. Again, 7 o'clock. It's always like scheduled viewing. I really enjoy that. And he said it was great to learn about Bob. Now, Bob has a great story, and you can check out the whole episode. The gist is he follows around all of these, I guess, bike festivals over the summer, and he sells sunglasses to all the bikers. And then he started working in with the musical acts that go to these things, and his whole story is just, it's a crazy, crazy thing. Had a widowmaker heart attack.
Holy.
1 in a million chance of surviving. He's like, oh, I guess I'll survive. And then the doctor said to him after, he said, you died twice on the table. And then you got up a third time. And that's when I think God has a plan for you. So then he goes, I was like, okay, I'm going to do all this stuff. Then he goes back in there a month later. The doc's like, I thought I told you, dude. You're supposed to go do something crazy with your life. What are you doing back here? And he's like, okay. So then he started doing this whole thing. Very cool. Uncle Grandma's Story Time. Check it out on the network. Oh, it's hot in here. See, every time Uncle Brando comes in, he makes sure that we really, really amp up the heat.
Yeah.
And I was joking. It's like the Eric Andre show in here. He'd always put the set at like 40 degrees and then watch all the guests just squirm and sweat.
Yeah.
That's sort of what you do around here, man.
Yeah. Well, you let me get away with it, so
That's true.
technically this is technically your fault.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I appreciate it a lot.
Can I just say it is not that hot in here at all? I'm
See?
like content, but it took me 10 minutes to take my coat off. Let's just acknowledge that.
We
With
should
the
be
body
on
hug underneath. Like you're bundled up.
man.
That's sort of weird.
Yeah, we should be on the show together all the time. This is good.
The Heat team?
Yeah.
Call it the Heat Show. That'd be pretty fun.
We just talk about how hot it is all the time.
Man,
Or how not hot it is.
can you guys believe how hot it is in here? This is crazy.
God.
Good show. Anyways, so the weekend went down. We had a lovely weekend around here like we always do. Had a bunch of shows come through, had a bunch of people come by and say hello. Even our good friend John Fast, the author of You Can't Stop Love, available now on Amazon. We're recording the audio book. He was even like, man, it's too hot in here. I can't work in here. I got to go. And he just left. Actually, he was just tired and wasn't feeling up to finishing off the book, so we're going to do that on Wednesday. But this book is absolutely amazing. I'm looking very forward to it. There was football over the weekend.
Ooh. Why boo? Football is fun.
Because didn't the Kansas Chiefs win?
They sure did.
And didn't the, and the Eagles hung a whooping on somebody too, right?
Washington, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a recap of that this afternoon when I went for lunch. It was on the television, so I know that the Eagles just hung a beating.
This
on whoever
answers
they
my
were.
question about playoff football. Is this sort of like a baseball thing? There's a lot of like baseball fans who don't start watching baseball until it's the playoffs. And I feel like football might be the same way because the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship are what went down this weekend. The two biggest games next to the Super Bowl. And I feel like it's reached everyone. You saw sort of what happened, Emily May. Did you have any sort of watching of any of this?
No.
Not
The
a
only
single
reason
bit.
I know is because the one male in my life said, wow, the Kansas Chiefs won. I'm angry. And I went, well, I know that they won then. But,
Did he say why he was angry?
because
Because he hates Taylor Swift, right?
no,
Is that what it is?
no,
There's some crossover?
no,
Oh, jeez,
no,
you offended me.
no.
Look at
I
this.
don't, hey, I'm no Swiftie, but I can respect a good artist. She's great.
You're here.
And other people can too as well. Anyway,
wow, okay.
football. Apparently, there's something about they have people on the team like Mahomes. He was going off about a Mahomes situation, and when he explained it in the moment, I was like, that would get me angry too. But I can't remember it right this second. But I'm sure you do.
Was it about him getting all the calls and being protected by
Yes.
the referee?
Yes.
Okay.
Does he
So-
still want
Oh,
a
are
merch
we
with
about
his
to go
name on
into
it
a
or
deep
something?
dive?
Well, I'm very happy, and this is the power of this place, and this is why it's so magical, is that we have diehard football fans, hardcore people that can sit here and talk about every down and what happened and all that. And we also have people like you at home who doesn't really watch a lot of football. And I enjoy talking to people like you two who didn't watch the game because you're representing the viewer at home. And that there's a lot of value in that to me. And I feel like it's a very good to bounce stuff off of people who aren't tainted by all the crap that you get when you're inside that world of sports.
Well, in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're outside the bubble, so you have fresh eyes with a new view.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I were to ask you, and Brando, I will start with you. If I were to ask you, going into this season, the Kansas City Chiefs have won the last 2 Super Bowls. They are now going to play for their 3rd straight, which is unprecedented and would be insane. Our friends over at the Green Zone, I believe it was, did a little bit of fact checking, which is something we don't like to do. As far as calls go for teams in the NFL, it's like plus or minus 2 or 2.5 over the whole season. And then you go to Kansas City, it was like plus or minus like 10. And it was definitely plus. As in, the Kansas City Chiefs get calls. Now, in this game, the calls were pretty interesting. And I want to know your thoughts on this. So there's one play, it was a 4th down, and the Buffalo Bills need to go 1 yard. They do this little tush-push thing, and Josh Allen goes left side behind the guard. Everyone, including people in the booth, say, oh, he got that for sure. Like, all he had to do was just go this far. And they had 2 views down the line, and there's one official here and one official on the other side. The official on the other side says, first down, like he's good. This guy says, no, no, no. And then they take it to a review. Everyone in the booth says he got that. Everyone can see that they got the amount of yardage that you need to get that first down. And then the league says, nope, didn't make it. Kansas City ball. Now, as a person from the outside, would you say that that is normal for this situation? Or would you say that seems a little bit based over in the Kansas City side of things?
Is Kansas City making a lot of money for the NFL?
Yes.
Would Kansas City winning their 3rd Super Bowl in a row in some way increase the dollar value of them on NFL television?
Yes, very much.
Then yes, that sounds exactly like what the NFL would do, because it brings more people to watch the new dynasty rise from what would probably be the ashes in order to win lots of football games,
Like a
because people like
phoenix.
winning teams. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's.
Now-
If I was in charge of people in striped shirts, I'm like, listen here. Listen, I know this guy has stupid hair. I know he has stupid hair, because he does.
Okay.
But I want him to win football,
Yes.
and we'll give you some money if they win football games. Am I saying that NFL referees are on the take? Yes.
Wow.
Am I
Yeah.
saying
Hot
that
take.
they should be?
Question from the
Yes.
audience.
Yeah.
Ryan, amazing. First time audience number, long time.
Welcome to the show, bud.
Love this guy.
I,
Yeah.
I was thinking, do you think it wouldn't be money? They wouldn't get money to rig it, but they'd actually just get more jobs. They'd get rep more.
Ooh.
Why would
More
you want
big
her?
games.
Maybe the go-to big game guy. would
So
get
that's a great point. They actually have a whole division that picks which referees will be used in these games.
Ooh, so they would get paid more at the big game, right?
And
Or
if they
they-
know
then-
they can trust
There
them
it
to
is.
throw for the other team, or
Now we're
make
getting
a
somewhere.
wrong
There it is.
call,
Okay.
they're gonna do it to get the money.
That's very thoughtful. Now I'm going to throw one more wrench into this.
Oh.
Okay.
When you look at replay reviews as a whole, the call on the field, and this is all sports, not just football, the call on the field is very important, because the call on the field is what needs to be proven wrong in order for it to be overturned. In most cases, with yardage calls like this one was, like, was the line gained by the quarterback? Did the team get to where they need to be? Most of the time, if these go to review, they do not get overturned.
Oh.
So now knowing that is very rare for something like that to happen. Would that change your view of this at all?
I am personally biased against this situation because I think that video review is the bane of all sports. And I think if you can cheat and not get caught, I don't think video review should be there to spoil what is
That's a baseball. thought.
very effective cheating. For example,
Here we go.
let's say you give the football to the football throwing guy, and that guy puts it into his pocket, and somebody else down the field pulls an exact replica football out of his pocket and
sick.
runs it in
The
for a
Houdini
touchdown,
trick, yeah.
and the refs don't catch it at the time, that should count.
That
This
arrived.
is real?
No.
People have
Definitely.
No, but it should be, because that would make
He wants to
football
see
way
it.
more interesting.
that would just be a whole new sport.
Oh yeah, I want
The
to see
deception sport.
like the most cheating.
One of the big things with baseball
Really
was
lost it
for a
there.
long time, and I was one of these guys. If you can pick up on a team's signs that they're calling, and if you can find like some sort of, I guess, giveaway with what they're doing, there's so much value in that. Like pro teams used to have guys on the bench that was their only job. That's what I did with the Cardinals back in the day, watching third base coaches, watching first base coaches, and seeing what happens when they do these and try to tip off some of the stuff they're doing. And baseball basically eliminated all that, said, we don't like cheating, you can't do it, when cheating was literally right in the DNA of baseball, like going all the way back, and I love Gaylord Perry, to guys bringing every single thing they can find on their body to mark up a ball and to, help with spin rates and all this stuff. Cheating was so ingrained in there, and they're trying to take it all out, and it's really sort of started the revolution of going to computer umpires, okay? So going to a computer strike zone. And in this case, one of the big arguments is, how come every other sport on earth has the ability to track every single inch that's gained or taken away from whatever sport they're doing? They got stuff in the pucks, they got stuff in the balls. How come the NFL is the only one that relies on these referees' eyeballs when it's such huge moments and they have such a huge impact? Why have they not put something in the ball and said, okay, this is the line, did this thing go? Of course they did. I didn't, because the CFL...
He's terrible.
No, we're not chirping. We're not chirping.
Oh, we're
I
not
get
chirping?
defensive because he chirps the NFL so hard. I don't want to be like him. I
Okay,
don't
well,
wanna be
what
that guy.
happened with the kickers?
The kickers complained, saying there's a chip in the ball and it doesn't kick the same way.
Oh, give me a break, you
Oh.
whining.
It was statistically proven.
Yeah, I'll bet it was.
Yeah, he's a
statistically
nerd. Like,
proven.
they believe stats. The
What?
jabroni.
How do you statistically prove if a
So
ball's...
they had trackers on the balls, and the kickers kicking the balls missed more kicks. So they said, oh, it must be the balls and the trackers, when in fact it could very well have been the kicker's skill level.
You know what could also have been is because we're in Canada.
Them with chip balls and without chip balls, all of a sudden the percentage improves drastically.
Do you think that could be a mental thing?
No.
No, that's definitely 1,000%. Like, did they tell them this is a chip ball and this is not a chip ball?
Yes.
For a second. Yes, Ryan, in the front there. Hi.
Second time interactor.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely.
Do you think the investment would be wise for an improved product in the CFL with tips to the ball, and then they offset that, they widen post?
Well, you can't change the
I'm
posts.
just saying, you're changing the game so that there's a better way of reading, but then the players
What are you
say,
gonna
"But this
do?"
throws my trajectory off by 1.2%. You just make it 1.2% bigger and say, fine, there's your problem.
What-
Yeah, maybe
What are
they
you
should get
gonna do-
1% better. How about that?
What
And then
about
they'd all
all-
play in the NFL. We wouldn't have to have this debate.
What about all the records that people care about so much and all the tradition?
There's 100 years of stats out the window. This is not they've changed the amount of games in a season. They've changed the amount
Okay.
of teams in a season.
Clearly, this has sparked a bit of a debate, which I really like, and I love this live studio audience. This really helps me out because we're getting a lot of different takes here. Emily, I want to throw something at you. Kansas City. Not a football. So Kansas City is sitting there, another fourth down. Josh Allen's going to make another miracle play. He's off his back foot. He's being absolutely, like, just has not a lick of room to breathe. He's being chased the entire game. He throws up a Hail Mary. And it just so happens the guy he threw it to was wide open. And poor Dalton Kincaid drops this ball, which would have been enough, not just for a first down, but to move forward and have a chance at kicking a field goal to tie the game, take it to overtime. There was a flag thrown during that play. So meaning one referee saw a penalty,
Okay.
threw the flag. And then as Dalton Kincaid, and the flag was thrown right when this ref probably knew Dalton Kincaid was wide open. He was going to make this catch.
Yeah.
The ball does not land in his hands. Kincaid misses it. It's a very bad play on his behalf, and I'm sure it tore him apart. But after he drops that ball, that flag mysteriously disappears. Does that seem shady to you at all?
Like, if he caught the ball, the flag would have been in play. They would have said, okay,
That's what a
penalty,
lot of
penalty.
people are saying,
But
yes.
because it didn't, what do you mean no one asked about it? It was just never brought up again?
Well, they didn't have to because the ball was dropped.
Because the ball was
So we'll
dropped.
never know what that flag was for or why it was thrown
Oh,
or
like
anything.
no one knows why it was
The
pulled.
big idea is that they were trying to make sure that Buffalo did not get the first down. So if he
Yeah.
would have caught it, the flag would have been a holding on the offense.
Something
game over.
stupid.
It was like an extra layer to make sure this game was ending now, is what it felt like to a lot of people. Would you say that seems
Yeah.
pretty
I'd
legit?
say if I was watching and I was annoying the person beside me with all my questions as to what was happening on the
Nice.
screen and they explained it like that, I'd go, huh, that seems sketchy, because I probably have all those questions if that was happening while I was watching on the screen, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because why?
Why
And
does
now
this
I'm
keep
sat
happening?
here going, huh, I wonder what that could have been. And as a non-football watcher, I'm over-analyzing because I'm trying to understand the
That's right.
game. So I think I would over-analyze that into why.
I feel like you are a lot of people today.
Thank
That
you.
seems to be the general prognosis from having a couple hours to get away from the screen and really contemplate on what all happened here.
That was yesterday's game?
Yes.
Mm.
So now, I guess the final question here is: everyone sits here and complains, says Kansas City has the refs. Kansas City, they don't lose. I believe that was their 12th one-score game, 11th or 12th one-score game this year, meaning that not every game, but almost every game that they won, I guess all the games they won this year have been within 3 to 7 points. So one-score games. LB is saying that the refs are doing a little bit extra to make sure that happens. With all of this knowledge, how the hell has everyone on earth not realized, well, let's sell the house and put it all on the Chiefs to win? How come people don't bet on the Chiefs when they've proven time and again, it's not just us playing, we got the refs behind us. The Chiefs, like all the money in that Buffalo-Kansas City game, I think it was 71% of people bet on Buffalo to win that game.
Wow. Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Thank you. And this is with the spread too. So there's a spread in there. But the point is, how do you not just start saying, okay, we all know what's going to happen. We all know it's scripted. Let's just put money on the Chiefs. Why are people not doing that?
Part of me wonders they think as soon as they switch that they've gone against and it's like jinxing themselves.
So are you
Probably.
telling me that if Vegas said to Kansas City, hey guys, everyone's on to us, let's make sure you lose this one? Is that what it's going to take for Kansas City to lose?
Yeah.
Or it's, yeah.
Yeah?
Is that not weird? Is that not a
Obviously.
weird thing?
Yes. You ever see Running Man? Where Richard Dawson's yelling at Jesse the Body Ventura, "This isn't a game! They're betting on Richards out there!" Right? Right? As soon as everybody starts betting to try and make money off of it.
Yeah,
instead of
that's
being,
when
"Oh, rah,
things
rah,
start
oh,
going.
Here it
It's
is.
when you
And-
start going for
Yeah.
money versus passion.
Now we're cooking.
It's like, hey, Mahomes, guess what? We're going to shave your stupid haircut off, and you're going to lose this football game. And he's going to say, but my buddy's dating Taylor Swift. And they'll say, yeah, I know, but we're going to make a lot of money. And he's going to say, ooh, and then
I
who's
really
gonna
think
win?
it
Philadelphia's
could,
going to win.
I really feel like it could be that easy.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem now is no one can really even do that because Philadelphia, you guys want to talk about a football team? Philadelphia is playing old school, like Newt Rockney, 1940s football. Johnny Unitas, drop back, hand it off, see where it goes. This team is a running first offense in a world that is pass first, always pass first. It's a passing league, everyone says. Nobody runs the ball. The Philadelphia Eagles had 7 rushing touchdowns. 7 rushing touchdowns. 7 rushing touchdowns. in their
Okay.
games.
So you're saying they're
So they're
communists.
talented. Oh.
Not just talented. They're playing a game that no one else not only wants to play, but no one else sees value in playing. Saquon Barkley, the running back, said, we're proving to everybody that you can play run-first football, and you can win. That's their big
Did
rally
anyone
cry.
doubt that though ever? Like, has that
Yeah.
actually been doubted?
All the time. Nobody does it. Nobody runs the football
Or are they
like
just
they do.
not fast enough like they
They're
are?
not good enough is the problem. They don't have a good enough
Okay.
offensive line. They have this move called the tush push. Have you heard of the tush push?
No, but it's hilarious.
I feel like that's not something you can show on cable TV.
No.
All it is everyone lines up like this. Quarterback lines up here. You got guys behind him, and then everyone just pushes the quarterback forward.
So it's like a rugby
Exactly. It's like a rugby scrum.
scrum. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just pushing these guys forward. And it's gotten to the point where it's so successful for Philadelphia that the league is looking into banning this play.
What?
And then they realized, well, if anyone else can use it, why would we ban it? And then they also realized no one else can do it because Philly's the only team built to pull this move off. Buffalo tried it a couple times yesterday, and one of those plays, the one we talked about, that 4th and 1,
Tush push.
that was a tush push. So other teams try it, but they can't do it like
They
Philly.
can't do it quite like.
They're just bad
So
at it.
Philly's changing the way the game is played in today's football world. With them going into the Super Bowl, everyone's saying, well, I think Philly is probably the only team that not only can beat Kansas City, but can also beat the refs.
Ooh. Although
So-
we've proven that they can't beat the refs because They just showed that their patented finishing move can be undone by the refs. So
If you're
feel
not
like-
Philly.
I feel like they've proven that they can't beat the refs.
It's a very interesting dynamic. So I'm not sure where that's all going. I'm not sure really about anything, but what we can say is that either Vegas is going to make a lot of money and give it to the NFL, or the NFL is going to make a lot of money with the refs and keep doing what they're doing. I just don't know where it's going to go.
I feel like either way, nobody's going to be happy.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah, see,
now
I understand.
you're getting
Right,
it.
if Kansas City wins, everybody's going to be pissed off because they think they didn't deserve it. And
Yep.
if Philly wins, then nobody's going to be happy because Kansas City didn't win.
I think you're hitting the nail on the head there.
And that might sound ridiculous, but I'm a wrestling fan. I don't know how fickle sports fans can be.
They get a little bit upset.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
just a smidge.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to run the old football thing by you guys and see what you thought about it as people who weren't, ingrained in it and judging every single move that got made.
Refs are on the take.
Refs are definitely on
For
the
sure.
take. And I feel like that's not just in sports nowadays. It's so easy for everyone to look at everything and say, scripted, that's scripted, this is scripted. None of this is real. What are we even doing here? That whole sort of thing. And it's very sad if that's actually what's happening. And I feel like it's not sort of the best way to go about things.
I feel like when they obviously change things or like do something that's crooked or something, it's a shame because it delegitimizes what you're trying to do. And once you lose the faith of the people because your referees are crooked, it's hard to get that back.
So true.
Right? And then nobody believes you when you do anything. It's like the whole, we'll use wrestling as the analogy, right? Like once the business was exposed and everybody knew that it was a show, you can't convince people that it's real
Yeah, there's
anymore.
no
You
kayfabe
rely,
anymore.
you
Yeah.
rely on the suspension of disbelief to have like a movie
Yeah.
or a television show as opposed to
Soap
we're
opera.
gonna watch these two guys fight and beat each other up, gorilla, right? Like nobody believes it.
Listen here, gorilla. Apparently, they had Saturday Night Main Event on Saturday again, and Jesse the Body was there.
This Saturday, Royal
Yeah.
Rumble, who you got?
Oh, I didn't even talk. I didn't even think about Royal Rumble. You ever watch wrestling, MMA?
I've seen a few Facebook clips of
Oh wow.
There it is.
these two girls that were fighting over this guy, and one of them was a goth scary lady, and one of them was a blonde
Oh, that's
little
real Rhea.
other scary
Liv
lady.
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they
Rhea
were like
Ripley.
fighting over this guy, and I was like,
Dirty Dom.
and
That's
then I
Rey
got
Mysterio's kid.
confused if this was wrestling or acting
Yeah.
or a
both.
little story, or if something else was gonna start happening on that stage. I was quite scared. I'm not gonna lie.
For someone who
I didn't
doesn't
know what
watch
to
wrestling,
expect.
you just described it very
Yeah,
well.
that's what was happening.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
100%. You
About a
nailed
few
it.
10-minute videos, I understand it.
Wow.
There it is.
It was quite entertaining. Like it pulled me in, obviously. Like that, but yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm
so
emotional.
that's reeled it in a little bit here. So you don't watch the football, you don't watch the wrestling. What do you watch on weekends? What did you get into?
Oh, no.
No?
I sit and watch the same shows over
are-
and over. I'm right now rewatching Desperate Housewives.
Mm.
8 seasons, 9 seasons.
You know,
of
I feel
pure
at
drama.
some point the desperation has to leave, and they can just be housewives again.
Well,
how come
no,
it's been- how
because-
come they're desperate every week.
Because someone's dying every day
What
in
the
this
hell?
neighborhood.
Okay.
It's really.
Is it like gang violence? What is?
Yeah. Hold on. We've explained a bunch of stuff to you. Explain Desperate Housewives to us. That's what we're
So
gonna do now.
it's like a soap.
Learn.
It's
Okay.
like a soap. Each
Like wrestling.
episode is to be very dramatic. It's early 2000s, so it's like 45 minutes an episode. You watch one or you miss one, and you've missed 4 storylines. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
no.
So it's really good.
My mom loves these shows.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
Well,
I've always
if
tried
she's
to
watching
understand
right
it.
now, like she usually does,
She usually does.
please back me up that Desperate Housewives is one of the best shows ever. And I'm rewatching it for the second time, and I forget everything again. I'm on the 7th season. I'm like, oh my god, so much happens every season.
What draws you into it? What's the allure? Is the drama?
Yeah. And the fact that I watched it when I was younger. I think now. Yeah, and so yeah.
What's it,
Bad joke, bad joke.
like,
But yes, but I don't know, like the comfortability of knowing I've watched it, but also the forgettability of myself knowing that I forget half the stuff that goes on. So it's like a surprise, but it's not, because then I know that everything's gonna be okay in the end.
Very
nostalgia and the social media generation.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
For
And not
Desperate
really,
Housewives.
maybe not nostalgia, just not wanting to find the jump scares or a crappy show or something. Like, I know it's good. I know I like it. I know
Viewer
everything's okay in the end.
Yes.
So I can
See?
just put it on and watch it.
That's why I don't have a Netflix, because I've tried and there's too many options. I don't know what the hell to watch on there. There's too many things.
And
There
then you
is.
do find something to watch, and it like you really like it, but nobody else did, so it gets cut off after one season,
It's not fair,
and
man.
it ends on a cliffhanger, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Oh man, Chainsaw Man
Exactly.
did that to me just today.
Chainsaw Man?
Today, yeah, it's called Chainsaw Man. It's about a guy who has a little demon dog as a pet, and the dog is also a chainsaw. And he uses his dog chainsaw to hunt demons to make money to pay back this gang that he's indebted to, right? So then one day, the demon kills this guy, and the dog gives him his heart, like physically, like goes inside the kid, so he can like run his body for him. But he leaves a little chainsaw pull string hanging out of his chest. So when he pulls it, it's a fucking chainsaw goes out of his head, and they grow out of his hands like Wolverine, and he's Chainsaw Man now. Oh, it's
Wait.
so good.
What's this called?
Chainsaw Man.
I need to see a picture. You keep
Do
talking.
something.
I just need to see a
What's the
picture of
dog's
this.
name?
I don't remember. It's a Japanese name. I can't. I can't remember it.
And all right, Dragon's on the ones Tuesday. He's gonna pop it on for us.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know
have a
if,
look at
like,
this.
is it PG friendly?
Oh no.
Oh,
Absolutely not.
it's
Anime?
It's an animated show.
anime.
Anime.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But this,
Okay,
but
now we're
I
just
was
making-
picturing like
Yeah, me too.
us.
we'll get live
people.
action Chainsaw Man eventually.
I feel like it's gonna be another Butt Boy situation.
No, it's so good. It's super funny because this kid lives in like a shack and on this hill, and his life just totally sucks. And all he wants to do is
Yeah.
eat bread.
Are we not able to play it? Okay. All right. Yeah, keep
He,
going.
he
keep
just
going.
wants to eat bread with jam on it because he has
Me
no
too.
money, right?
Yeah.
So when he gets the deal,
There
with
he is.
There he is. There's his little buddy there with his
Oh,
chainsaw head.
he's kind of like a little Pokemon.
He's super cute.
Yeah, he's super fun, and he's a nice little guy. And like the guy's name is Denji, and he's just like a nice kid, and he wants to like live the good life. And for him, the good life is he wants jam on his toast,
Mhm.
as we would understand.
Yeah.
He wants to sleep where it's not wet or dripping.
I hear
Also
that.
pretty good.
Yep.
And then once he has those two things, he like ups his
Oh,
goals,
he's
and
so-
then he
oh,
wants
there he is. Is that him in that chainsaw
that's
form?
Chainsaw Man form. And then he wants to touch a
Oh.
boob, and then he gets
Oh,
to
okay.
touch a boob eventually. Sorry for the spoiler. And he's like, man, that's it? Huh. So then he has to find like a new goal.
I feel like that response to touching a boob was a little bit lacking.
Well, he built it up too much in his mind.
Clearly.
And he's got this like little friend. Her name is Power, and she's like a demon in a human's body, and she's like all literal and stuff as they are. And it's hilarious. It's a super funny show, but there's only 12 episodes, and it ended just as because he's Chainsaw Man, and then in the end he fights this guy with a machete in his head, and he has machete hands.
Hold on, is his name Machete Man?
No, his name is not Machete.
Oh, they don't do Mega Man rules. Yes, Ryan in the front.
From the audience, could you compare this to one?
A
Interesting.
little bit, but not really.
Going back a little bit, sorry to derail here. Mom texted saying, "What show? Desperate Housewives."
Desperate.
Are there different
Housewives.
ones?
Well, there's what like the Real Housewives of blah blah blah, the Real Housewives of blah blah blah. But
Okay,
like
but this is
Desperate
OG.
Housewives
This
is, a
is the one.
scripted-
Okay.
No. It has
Now I
nothing to
know.
do with those.
Now
it's,
I got
It's a scripted.
Okay, sorry, Mom. Yeah.
It's a scripted
It's
show.
got that girl, that Eva Longoria's in it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that guy.
Oh.
That guy. Who's
That
the
guy.
the guy
like
from the show.
5 of them. Yeah.
okay.
In it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
give it to you,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a
I'm
good
good with that.
show.
So there you go, Mom. Did we get everything figured out that we needed to?
We didn't talk at all.
Perfect. Well, thanks for
Man.
stopping by, buddy. I love you.
And he tried to leave like 40 minutes
Yeah,
ago
Mazer
too.
out, baby. Mazer out.
All right, as we continue here on the Monday edition of your show, we're going to put a little bit of flair into this. If you ever have any moments, any shows you want to talk about, you ever want to come in here for a tour, you got an organization, needs a push, you're doing some good charity stuff, whatever it is, let us know. Contact at dufferinave.com. That is the email. You send us one, we say, hell yeah, brother, and then we start working together. It's a really good time. As well, we do have a website, thanks to our friend Royal Anders. It's just like the email, except not contact or at before it. It's dufferinave.com. Super easy to scroll through. A lot of fun. It's all there for you at the website, dufferinave.com.
So soft.
I feel a little bit bad about Maze coming in here and then just leaving.
He was
You
a
know?
great audience though.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, I don't feel bad anymore.
He
Yes.
contributed. It was fine.
Well, yeah. I truly feel we should start having a live studio audience for every show we do here on your show.
That's the first time I've ever seen that man without a hat.
Yeah, his hair looked good, eh? Probably
He
a
did.
haircut.
He did not look the same. That's not what I expected him to look like.
That's model Ryan.
Like he could have rolled in here with like a skullet, and I would have been more
Hell yeah,
prepared
brother.
for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hey, Emily May, getting back to wrestling. Have you ever heard of a guy called Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
You have?
What isn't he like? Grrr, and then the white mustache goatee type thing that goes down here.
Yeah, also super racist and a real
Oh.
big piece of shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
more-
isn't he
more-
really old?
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
that
Okay,
too,
that
yeah.
makes sense then.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
Well, because he's trying to make a comeback. His like 100th comeback every couple of years.
I was gonna
WWE thinks
say.
everyone forgets how big of a piece of shit he is and how big of a racist he is, and then people mostly do just that and they cheer for him. The last time though, he came out and he was pushing a new beer.
Oh,
He partnered up with a new beer, brother. My new tag team partner, Brother Beer, or whatever it's called. And he got booed out of the house.
yeah.
Booed him right out.
Oh wow.
It's like everyone finally remembered that this guy does
Yeah.
not deserve your heart.
Yeah.
He's a real piece of garbage.
You
And,
kn-
and so with that,
Yeah.
I wanted to know if that's transcended down generations, like it has for us up here in the old man side of the table, or as a younger person. Have you heard any of that at all?
I think from my point of view of Hulk Hogan was when I was a kid, he was the type of guy that would guest show on like all the Disney channels, like Nickelodeon. So the only way I knew
Like that.
Hulk Hogan was like who he was, that he was famous was because he was always on these shows as him. So there'd be like a random episode where this guy would come and I'd be like, who is that, an action figure? Oh, okay.
This guy.
And then he'd be in another show, but the same like face, and I was like, oh, okay, so this guy, someone who's coming on something. And as I grew up, I kind of learned who he was, but I don't know anyone my age or like
Okay.
really into wrestling that goes, we love Hulk Hogan.
And
Like I
that's
don't
why
know anyone who even looks into him more than just
A guy
the
who shows
action
up on
figure
shows.
guy, you know? Yeah.
And
Very
that's why that he's getting booed now.
Yeah, because no
Because
one really cares.
We grew up with Hulk Hogan. No, say your prayers in the 27-inch pythons,
Vitamins, brother.
right? And
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck are they talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
This
he
makes
was just
no
this
sense.
weirdo that was coming on all these kids shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you here?
And now a majority of the fans are probably people of your age and demographic where they just know, wait, that's that racist guy. He
Yeah.
drops N-bombs all the time. That guy's a piece
Yeah.
of shit. Why are
Or
we
they
cheering him?
think like there's better fighters now and he's just known for being that, and they're like, he's not even worth it anymore. We'd rather watch people that are good at fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gotten into that. I don't know. I don't watch enough, but
See, this is your value. This is why I always tell you. We talk about, oh, what are we going to talk about? And I always say, man, there's a million things for us to talk about, but it needs to come up organically in conversations because we have so many different point of views with this family here, and everyone has a different side of seeing things. And we can just sort of go through these problems. Like, hey,
Oh.
maybe this makes sure that the Hulkster doesn't show up at the Royal Rumble.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah.
I think it would be great if he didn't show up there.
Now,
because
the
fuck
question
that
is,
guy.
do you think he will?
I don't think he will. If
Ooh,
I had
here
to,
we go.
if somebody gave me $5 and said you have to bet whether he will or he won't, I don't think he will. I think that he got enough of a negative response being on Raw, and like the him kind of doing the damage control afterwards was received poorly enough that it will make the company pivot and not have him on. I'll bet you the original plan was for him to be there, but I don't think he will.
Like that, making a switch.
Yep.
So with that, Emily May, back to you here. With Monday Night Raw moving to Netflix and sort of WWE as a whole moving to Netflix, do you have any friends in your circle that watch wrestling or started watching it because it's on Netflix now?
I haven't really talked to any of my friends about that, but
That's fair. A very, very fair response.
but for all I know,
I love that. That pretty much answers the question, though, right? Like that's it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
but to be fair, like if I don't have Netflix just because when they did the whole if you're not in the same household, and then they, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cheap. I got my Prime, I got my Disney Plus, I'm good. So I wouldn't know, but I know if I did still have Netflix, I probably would turn it on at least once or twice and
Just
give it a
to
watch,
check it out,
just
right?
to
Yeah.
check it out. So I think I have to give them time before I ask them a question like that, because no. But if now it's on Netflix, maybe. I just think it has to pull them in.
yeah, me being the curious guy that I am, I wonder these things. Like they say, sure, Triple H when he announced it. There's 298 million households with Netflix or whatever it is. These are the numbers that we can reach now, and these are the people. And they throw all these big stats at you. And then I sit here and wondering, well, how many people actually are going to click on a wrestling show on Netflix now just because it's there?
For the live events, I'll bet you're going to get more than you think. I would put up a case for that. Like,
Well, at least with the big four.
yeah, like when something big comes up, you're going to have the big banner that's going to have somebody that people know. It's going to be The Rock or Roman Reigns or previously to last week, Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to say, oh, I wonder what's going on. And they're going to push the button to turn it on to check it out. And I'll bet you they're going to get pretty big numbers of that. Whether or not they're going to keep those people is hard to say. I think this show would have to be constructed differently to do that, but we can't get into the nitty gritty of that. But I think that they're going to get a lot more casual eyeballs on their shows.
And we did talk about this before too. The reason a lot of us paid that $12 a month for the network when it came out was because you also got all the live events. Like the pay-per-views is what we're talking about when we say live events, like your Royal Rumbles, your WrestleMania, Survivor Series, all that stuff. And the value there, like you could pay like $80 or $90 individually per each one, or you could just pay 12 months and get all, or $12 a month and get all of them throughout the year.
Yeah.
So
Plus
now,
the back catalog.
yeah, exactly. So now we're sitting here and like, as far as I know, Royal Rumble is going to pop up on Netflix and you can just click it and then you can just watch a Royal Rumble live right there. Is that how this works?
That's my plan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day when I watched it for 5 minutes.
Nice.
Well, at 5 minutes
It's
is
more wrestling than
I was going to say they kept
There,
it for
see?
a while. Yeah.
5 minutes. People who watch it for 5 minutes are people who have never watched it for any minutes.
Yeah.
That's infinitely more minutes.
Literally.
You have had eyeballs on their shit. So
I'm very intrigued by the whole movement from like being such a standard on network TV. Like them leaving network TV, I feel like was one of like the big things where it's not just them, but the world saying, okay, we're done with network TV. We now go here. And just like us, we're a network right here on the internet. That's what we do. And this is where everyone's sort of going. So it makes me wonder, like, are they going to lose money as a whole because of all those pay-per-view buys?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think so. Because think about this, too. Think of all the people that are loyal fans of it. They've been watching it forever. And
Yeah, you're not losing those guys.
you're not losing those guys. And if they don't have Netflix, they're now paying for Netflix for this one show. And they might have done the ads one, which is fine. It's probably the same as it was on network. But it's still they're paying for it. I just don't know if, like, some people would, you know? Like, it's like your grandpa's favorite show. You're going to try and show him how to work Netflix.
That's a great point. Look at the rest, or the big, was it the boxing match that we did?
Yeah,
Who were those
Mike
guys?
Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson and that
versus
other
the
guy.
Tyson
Think about how many times I had to
people.
text my mom. She's like, I can't get it. I'm like, I don't even have a Netflix, Mom. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I don't know how.
And how it froze because so many people were trying to stream at the
Apparently
exact
there-
same time.
Apparently there's been no issues with the streaming, though, hey?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
The reason is because it was a test.
Yeah, I'd imagine, Logan. That boxing run was a test to make sure that it was going to work.
And they failed.
Yeah, and it failed. Oh yeah, they failed that test for sure. They failed
that
that,
was
test,
bad.
but
Yeah.
they seem to have learned. And
Yeah.
I will say, even as a diehard wrestling fan, I'll bet you there are less people watching Monday Night Raw or the Royal Rumble than there were watching that boxing.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Oh, yeah, for sure.
to stipulate that.
By 100%, Dragon says.
Yeah.
300%. He's up in it now. He's getting cocky.
I wouldn't go 1,200%. 300%,
Pretty cocky.
I would actually go with 300%.
Interesting.
I would.
Okay.
Absolutely would.
Real quick, you asked me before, and I've been thinking about who do you got winning the Royal Rumble, brother?
Charlotte Flair?
Oh, wow. Wasn't she hurt?
No, she's back.
Oh,
But
great.
here's the thing that I really want to bet on. And I
Oh,
was
that-
actually
oh, great. Woo.
I wanted to run this by you, and this is I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not shaming anybody for choices that they make with what they do with their own bodies. That's your own choice, and gotta respect that.
Very
But
PC
do
of
you think that Charlotte Flair has had another facially reconstructive operation where she's gonna show up and we're not gonna recognize
Notice who she is?
her face for the third time?
You can't do it 3 times.
That
can you?
lady has had
Hold
so
on
much
a
facial
second.
reconstructive surgery.
I
She's witness protection at this point.
I feel like we have a proxy expert here. Emily May, do you think someone could change the look of their entire face, just through your Desperate Housewives. viewing and all that stuff.
Yes, of course, yes.
Do you think that it would be possible for someone to pull off a new face 3 different times?
In this day and age, yeah.
Interesting.
Do you know how much? Do you know? Did you know?
I feel we're about to learn.
I'm hoping you
This is
tell
good.
us. I'm really excited. The edge of my seat's about to run out. I'm gonna be on the floor here.
That like plastic surgery is like now 90% more than it's ever been, or something like that. So I think that it's totally possible. Well, I betcha.
Here we go.
At least we're in Saskatoon, right?
Yes, we are. Yes,
I
we are.
bet you even here, at least half the people you walk by in the streets have at least something done to their face.
Ooh,
He
whoa.
takes it back, but I think maybe you're different ages.
Don't
maybe
worry
your
about dragging.
18-year-old
He doesn't even
friends.
turn on his microphone. We'll
Exactly.
just
Maybe
act
your
like you can't hear
18-year-old
it.
friends haven't had injections yet.
Injections?
But as a 23-year-old, I feel like I see a lot of, the bigger lips. I think they look great. Do what you want to do. I personally won't do it. But I just think, I know a lot of people with Botox to get preventative Botox. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
that's...
don't want the laugh line.
Or they don't want, like, what you get up here. And I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
So I just think with how much that is accessible in terms of cheapness, where you can get it done and all that, I think you totally could change your face 3 times and have no one recognize you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, and do it if you want to do it.
Yeah.
But like,
Live your life.
yeah.
I will tell you, I did get Botox once in my neck.
Really?
Yeah, and it was rank.
Was
man.
that after the operation?
Yeah, well, I think it was before. I was trying to figure out ways to, ease the pain in there with all the chronic neck pain. And first we did nerve blockers, and we shot them in there, and they didn't really do much. So then we tried Botox, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, this is like Botox? Botox? Like, yeah, it does all sorts of things. So we shot it into my neck, and I could literally hear it going like, bloop, and I could feel it like move around. Like, it was one of the most horrifying things I've ever done trying to fix my neck. And it was just gross, man. And then you could like move the Botox, like it was really bad.
Did
So
it
that
work?
really
Did it
turned me
help?
off. No, I didn't do anything.
Oh.
But, the idea that you're just shooting this foreign substance into your body, it's like, how does that do anything?
It paralyzes muscles, right? That's
Yeah.
how it
It like
works?
kills them
Why
so
would-
that you don't get them.
Why would you want to put something that paralyzes muscles in your neck?
Great question.
That seems like something that's not you.
no.
But there seems like there should be a professional person that should say, "Hey, Gary,
I had
maybe
numerous,
we shouldn't paralyze your neck."
I had numerous doctors suggest this. So me being the, again, curious guy that I am, I made an executive decision very early in my chronic pain life with my neck that I would not say that sounds stupid or dumb to anyone who suggested anything.
Sure.
So because of that, I've tried 3 different types of acupuncture, like deep needle tissue needling,
I remember
and
you were
like
doing that.
electro
Yeah.
acupuncture, and then other stuff. And I've tried light therapy. I've tried different types of physio.
You
I
had the
tried a
ball
thing
chair?
called body. Yeah, we had the ball chair. The ball chair was a huge hit at the station.
Yeah.
Loved that thing. And I tried a thing called body talk. Have you ever heard of body talk before?
Yes, man, you got sucked into that. I am
Hey,
so sorry, my
No,
guy.
no, no. We don't shame.
I
There's no
do.
shame in it. It
What's
works.
body talk?
Whatever works for you, congratulations. I
That's-
say if something's a placebo effect and it works, be thankful.
Hell yeah.
Run all the way to the finish line with that, man, because it's so hard to find any relief from this stuff. So body talk, Emily, man, I'm so happy you asked.
It's a placebo.
Well, no, it's
Continue.
not. Hey, come on.
Continue.
We're not, well, I guess we're not doctors, so no one will take us seriously anyway. But it's literally what it sounds like. You walk in, oh, you're going to talk now? Talk in your microphone. I don't want you yelling. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Jump.
Yep.
Does that include Botox injections? Okay.
And is that Canadian, American, North American, 2025, 2024, 2023? But like what year?
It's just
Yeah.
people within the doctors union, and they're all rich. They all
And
look
they're
good
all
anyway.
rich and
Half the people in this room have had cosmetic
I don't
surgery.
know why he is so against me on this, but
You
most
guys
people
like to fight.
Yeah, but
That's what we
most
do.
people will like just pay attention a little more and you would be shocked. He agrees with me now. I, as a journalist, I know
Well,
how to do
and-
research, and that
and
just seems a little too quick
to
and
be
seems like you don't really
fair,
know.
Give him 2 more seconds. You could find statistics proving everything you just said wrong. That's how the internet works. So you can't. You
That's
gotta
so
take everything
true.
with a grain of salt. Just like body talk. You lay down,
Yeah.
and
Which
this
finally,
woman,
thank
this
you.
woman talks to your body and finds your chakras, and you know, literally has a conversation with different parts of you. It's very, very strange, and it did not work for
I
me.
was
But it
gonna
saved a lot of like.
say-
I know a couple people where it changed their entire lives. So I'll never judge it. It's just not.
Can
for me.
I ask what kind of things you said?
Hey, Mr. Shoulder, how are you
Yeah,
doing
like,
today?
or was it
Are
a
you
little
sore?
She doesn't say
uncomfortable
much
and
out loud.
appropriate?
Don't
oh,
tell you much
okay.
out loud. It's a conversation between the body and the body talker. It's not
Okay.
so much for
And
the
you
person.
felt like it helped though?
Not for me.
But
But
for
I've
your
talked to
friends.
people where
Okay,
it's
you
changed their
said they
lives,
did.
and that's why I say there's value there. Go after
Yeah.
it.
If
Yeah.
I rubbed a sack with a $sign on it full of your owner's money against you, would that make you feel good? Oh, Shoulder says that would be really good, Gary. You should put all your money in this bag with a $sign on it so I can rub it on your shoulder.
Were
'cause
you
it'll
in
make
that
feel
room with
better."
me?
You'd be amazed the kind of places I followed you
And
to,
do-
Gary.
you know
I know
what
a
the-
lot of things.
the
There's a
coolest
reason why
part-
I'm on this show, my guy.
The coolest part of all of this, give me some, is that she so believed in it that because it was very expensive. That was the other thing. A lot of these things are very expensive, and lots of them don't have coverage. And she offered to pay for a couple more for free for me just to keep going. And I was like, I appreciate it. I just can't do it. So, what's that? Into the mic, please. People can't hear you. I don't know how many more times I gotta say this. Okay.
On Charlotte Flair.
And that's 6.7%.
Oh God, you guys. Yeah. Okay.
You're trying to fight me.
Yeah. You're still not talking to your mic. Oh, you are. Good. Good for you. Yes, go. Who has math to figure that out?
Am I saying worldwide? Am I saying the people in Africa have? No, I'm saying in North America, when you walk past 50% of people, they probably have something. Yes, thank you. He's literally just agreeing with everything I'm saying.
Canada has a high rate, but it's not 50%. You are crazy.
Oh my God, obviously I'm being dramatic, but not 6.7% dramatic.
You know what we learned about today, Gary?
What did we learn, bud?
Hyperbole.
Ah, my favorite.
You have
only.
to learn to respect hyperbolic statements.
That's it. Okay.
She is
Well,
not doing journalism right now.
dragons are
She's
supposed
giving
to
her
be nice.
opinion.
I'm gonna
not
reel
me.
everyone in here for a second. Before we call this a show, there was a
The
big,
Shrek
big
one?
moment on Saturday. Our friends in Ravenwich, you know our man Matt from all the bands. He's here every Tuesday for the All That Eggs podcast, along with Uncle Mike. They're an amazing band. They have released a song, and I've learned not to call it a video because there's no actual moving video in it, but it is a song that you play on YouTube. And it's out now. It's brand new. It's called Through Darkness. We are going to play it for you right now. We're going to debut it on the show, and then we're going to put it out to all the social medias and all that. And after this incredible video, and everyone has time to calm down, we will wake up Frankie, and we'll head out of here for Monday. So, Dragon, please go ahead and introduce everyone to the brand new Raven Witch video, Through Darkness.
Through
brand new from our friends in Ravenwich. We'll be sending the link out to all the social medias, and Brooksy said she's going to post it, and you can enjoy that new music as we move forward. And there'll probably be a time very soon where you can see it played live, along with all of us in a big, giant, damn party that is going to be pretty fun.
A giant damn party.
That's the one.
Yes.
That is the one. And I know you can see us on either side of the screen there.
Yeah, you guys
The
should have seen what
debate-
I was up
the
to. Let me tell you.
debate continued. Thank God. And no one's commented on Brando's shirt yet. I really wish someone would have.
Why?
Well, just because
I
it's
can't even
such
see
a
it.
great shirt.
Oh, it's Grumpy Cat playing Dungeons and Dragons, and our girl Tartar Sauce is the DM, and it
Dungeon
says
Master.
rocks fall, everyone dies. Good, because that's
the
Grumpy
king of
Cat.
shirts, man.
Yeah.
King of shirts. Dragon, have you calmed down? You okay? You
Yeah.
want to give
After
Frankie a little
getting-
kick for us?
after
and,
getting
get us
owned
out
all
of here?
those
We got
times,
some
I'd be
meetings we got to
calm.
take care of after the show. Gonna do some business stuff. Oh, here we go. See,
It's good.
there's
We
always
have
something.
the professionals.
There it is. Beautiful.
Always learning, always learning.
Yeah.
That's the message that you should take with you through your life every day.
This is it. What a great show. You know, how many shows do you know out there that can have all the different types of conversations we've had here today and still have it somewhat feel like there was a format to the show? There was a sort of a guide going through. There was.
Absolutely, there was.
We've covered a lot of things. You want to talk about being topical? Not only are we hyper local, we talked about football games yesterday. We talked about a huge wrestling event going on this weekend. We also talked about Desperate Housewives.
Yes, we did.
Right in between, and we brought that into the huge question of how many people are getting some of that work done, like Charlotte Flair, get a little bit here, a little bit there, a little plastic surge. The answer was a lot.
Yes.
But we don't have a number for you.
Definitely don't throw facts
We
out
do
there.
not have a
Dragon
specific
is a huge
number.
fan of chirping stats. All of them. Unless they're his stats, and that's okay.
We definitely don't
Living in
fact
the
check
wrong
on
place
this
is all
show.
we do. We're the kings and queens of misinformation.
Have you ever heard me
Anyways,
talk?
hey, you guys, thank you so much to Emily May from Emily May's All Up in Your Business. Very
Thank you,
excited
thank
to
you.
have you in here. Emily May Mondays. We didn't
Emily
say
May
it.
Mondays.
We're doing it. It's great.
Woohoo.
And to
Thank you.
Brando stopping by from the CCO. I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Always happy
Coach
to be
Mays
here.
here as well. LB was in the house today. Dragon, my
yes.
sweet, beautiful prince. Thank you so much for that piece of cheesecake you gave me. He brought me a piece of cheesecake. Isn't that
Well,
cute?
he brought me a beer, so
He's the sweetest.
he's 7 out of 10.
We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. It's episode 200 tomorrow. We're going to celebrate 200 frickin' episodes. It's going to be wild. There's going to be a lot of people, more than today. And it's going to be so
So
much fun.
real audience.
Real
audience.
live studio. So until then, have yourself an amazing, incredible rest of your Monday evening. Remember, karma is very, very real. Do good things, and they'll start happening to you, all right? You take care. We love you. Bye. So much. Oh, so much.